Today is March 22nd, 2023. I just got back from washing dishes. Washing dishes is easy compared to working with babies. Enough said. Um, what a day. Whew. What a Washing dishes is extremely difficult. Not the work, but just anyway, we'll just leave it at that. I'm just gonna make a prayer. Dear God, uh, dear God, all I wish to do is go in to work, wash dishes, and walk out. That's it. I don't wanna I don't wanna be bothered, interact, especially teased and made fun of. And for instance, when I went to work today, in the restaurant business, there's a metallic filter that is above where the cooking area is, where uh, it it takes the air that has the oil in it and it collects it. So what I did was um, last night I washed it, but it was still sitting. It was still sitting in the dishwash pit. It looks like, and most likely it was. Um, so it apparently, um, whatever I say or do, it's not gonna be good for me. So I'll just stop it there. I'll just stop it there. Okay. I hope, West Side Drive-In settles down. This is the prayer that I make. I pray that West Side Drive-In stabilizes itself, and especially for me, just allow me to do my thing and get things taken care of. You don't even have to say hi. You don't have to say good night. Um, as a day trader, there's a different type of communication that I do and prefer. And when I say something, that's it. I don't want to have to repeat it. I don't have to. I don't want to have to like. I don't want to have to say things over and over and over again to make the same point. It's just wasting my time. I have to wash dishes and go home. Okay. So I'm making a prayer. I pray that because of recent events, two critical people have left, and one of them to heaven, one of them just left. So um, I'm making a prayer. I hope that I know that a person cannot. I know that a person cannot grow, cannot change overnight, um, and that's a big problem. So I'm making a prayer. I'm just making a prayer, and I'm gonna hope for a miracle that when I go to work tomorrow, those individuals will leave me alone so that I can wash dishes. That's all I want to do. Washing dishes is hard enough. My legs are hurting because I have to run around, gather things, and pick up things, and wash dishes. That's hard enough. But I don't need individuals who are belittling and making fun of, teasing. Um, that's that's see. There's a list on there. It says you have to be professional when you're working there, but it's just that's not happening. there is an element in there, and I know that people won't change. So this is the only thing I can do. I can just make a prayer. I'm just making a prayer. See, I make prayers, but my prayers are very weak. It's ineffective. Maybe because my faith is weak. So, but I still make a prayer. Okay. All I wish to do is go to work, wash dishes, and then walk out. That's it. All right? Everybody else does the very important things. You do all the important things. I'm just there to do the unimportant thing. Wash dishes and walk out. Don't bother me. Okay? My day trading job requires me to work there, earn a little bit so I can pay the rent, and get some gas and things like that. Okay? And the way that I communicate is totally different than the way that you communicate. The priorities of my life is far different. And my main motivation for going to work is to work as hard as possible and get out of there. That's it. I'm not there to waste time. I'm not there to talk about what I did yesterday. I don't want to do that. The only thing I want to do is work all the way through and then just walk out, okay? That's the best thing that I can do for the company. And I hope that the owners are okay with that, okay? And I'm making a prayer. I'm making a prayer um, because people don't change. And making a prayer, it's free will. There's nothing I can do about that. But I'm making a prayer that the nonsense that has been exhibited, primarily, I suppose is, I don't know. I won't go there. Anyway, so today is March 22nd, and I am at the same time simultaneously taking on the challenge of the verification and the challenge of the FTMO accounts. On the verification, I'm almost at the halfway point. On the challenge account, I'm past the halfway point, so I get an extra 14 days to get to the target. So what seems to be prudent is once I get to a point where I get the first paycheck, first payout. When I get the first payout, then what I will do is I will take that and then roll it into either the 100K or the 200K FTMO challenge, and then I will move towards trading that amount. So roughly an individual can acquire up to about $400,000 of challenges, and then as the trading becomes successful, then FTMO will increase the account incrementally. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to taking on the challenge. And once that happens, so I was today, a coworker of mine, she came over and she asked me, so you guys have to work together. But I'm thinking to myself, um, let's put it this way: the communication cannot continue because it just cannot continue. I have a different style of communicating, and it just have to be that way. So there are individuals who talk differently, and they don't approach it that way either. And so it's imperative. It's imperative. She came over and she started asking me, "Hey, what happened?" I said, "Look, I was washing dishes, and this guy walks over and started to like harass harass me. And we had this meeting last week, whereupon he would go contact the owner and not contact me. Okay, that was the thing. We agreed to that. And then he came over and approached me and then confronted me. And I told him, I said, look, did you talk to the owner? And he said, no. Then why are you standing in front of me? I'm thinking, okay, that's what I see. See, there's the dysfunction right there. When I say, did you talk to the owner? Then if you said no, then you should put that together from last week and then connect it together. And then you should just talk to the owner, not me. Okay? You have a beef with something, you need to talk to the owner because we agreed to that last week. Coming over to me and confronting me is showing some aggression. Okay? I can read into that. I know what's going on. So I'm making a prayer. I know this is not going to change. I know it. I know it. And I'm just praying that it does not infringe upon my day trading because that's what I need. Okay. the reason why, the reason why when I go to wash dishes and I don't talk to anybody, because when I talk to people who are there, they have a different mindset than I do. My mindset needs to be a day trader, and it is a complete departure. It is a very, very concrete, specific a way of thinking and way of action that I need to use in order to day trade. If I intermingle with individuals who are not day traders, who are at Westside Drive-In, that imprint will carry over to my trading. That is why I need to avoid communicating with individuals on a prolonged basis, except to say, that's done, pick this up, pick that up. That's it. That is it. Okay. For the priority of me becoming a consistently profitable day trader so that I can get out of there, okay, eventually, I need to isolate myself from the general public so that I can continue on this journey. And then the sooner I become successful, the sooner I leave. They should be very happy about that. They can get another dishwasher. Okay? And somebody who is willing to, for the lack of a better word, BS around and things like that. But I do not. I have zero interest in BSing with anybody. I'm there to work from beginning to the end, and I'm out. That's it. Anything in between that time, just work and out. No time to BS. I made this prayer, and so if it is in their best interest to get rid of me, then I need to succeed as a day trader, and it's coming along. Okay, once I get that done, and I have a substantial amount of capital to fall back on, then it's all yours. Okay, for the time being. That's why I'm attempting to be as less intrusive as possible. For the time that I'm there, I'm attempting to as much work as possible and be as less intrusive in their lives as much as possible. That is the intent. I have a journey that I need to go. I have to pick myself up and become financially stable. I have a couple of goals that I need to achieve. And mingling around and BSing and being tormented and belittled and picked on, that is not something that is conducive for my journey. Okay, I just got out of a homeless shelter. So if you're just standing next to me and BSing around me and making me try to BS along, what you're attempting to do is put me back into the homeless shelter. That's what, see, my thinking is that if you BS around me and you want me to be like you, it just means that you want me to go back to the homeless shelter. That's the thinking that I have. Making my life miserable is exactly that. So this one other guy started work and he just crushed my hand. So I can read into the personality of a person who crushes other people's hands. And that is a personality that carries over on a daily basis to crush an individual physically as well as verbally and mentally. And that is abusive personality. That is an abusive personality, which means that most likely they have no respect for others. That's what it means. That's what it means. Anyway, so I made this prayer, and I made it as blunt and concrete and in the face as much as possible. I know that people don't change. I know it. Okay, I know it. I know people don't change. My own siblings gave me a felony. Okay, and then when my mother passed away, they kept everything. So I know what's going on, and I know that West Side is owned by a faithful owner, a Christian owner. I'm not sure. I don't know how. I'm not sure how that's. I don't know how that's going to impact it. I don't know because I don't know. It just I've been there for about a year and a half now, going into 2 years. Um, Restaurant business is shorthanded, so you just can't. You have to hire everybody. I'm rethinking about like putting this on YouTube, but um, this is my this is something I need to I need to record. I need to say it. I need to record it. It needs to be done. It has to be recorded. That's the thinking that I have. Of course, what I will do is I will diligently work and get things done. But that's the thought that I have. And I know that people don't change overnight, especially tonight. Um, so my prayer, I don't know. But what I can say is that what I will do on my side is I will attempt to make a statement like, okay, um, did you talk to the owner? Did you send that to the owner? And that should be the end. You don't need to stand in front of me and say, oh, that's it. I'm gonna get you. Okay. That's it. That's you crossed the line. Okay. So, um, and that's a vicious that's a vicious statement. That's like saying, hey, I'm gonna end you. That's what it means. That's what it means. Essentially, what the comment that he made, like, okay, that's it. It's over. Okay, and then draws in the owner to persuade to end a person's career is essentially is essentially very, very vindictive and does not does not understand the other person's uh, perspective of where that person is. Again, these are things that essentially you can't change somebody overnight. It just won't happen. It just won't happen. It's a psychological condition where the person uh, is not aware of, and because the person is not aware of that psychological condition, it perpetuates, and nobody in this world will be able to convince that individual that there is this psychological condition that the person is suffering. But that's how it is, because it's fun for them. And there are others who enjoy the fun of teasing others and dividing like the devil. So, um, I'm making a prayer. I know that nothing's going to happen tomorrow. I know it. I know nothing's going to happen tomorrow, but I'm still making a prayer that my intention is to go to work, wash dishes, and get out of there as fast as possible. Fast as possible because I want to do as much work so that it'll be good for the restaurant. And I want to finish it as fast as possible so that they pay less, okay? So, I know that most likely they need some people, and so that's why I have to like work early on a Friday and stay late. So it's going to be very, very arduous, long hours on Friday and Saturday because the restaurant is trying to fill in some people. And boy, I'm feeling it. I'm at the age of 53 years old, and one eye's blind. And because I'm like, uh, um, I'm just living in a room and unable to cook. I have to, if I want to eat something, I just go to a buffet and eat as much as possible so that I can work the next day or work that day, right? Because I have to, I have to have this calorie intake in order to burn off that calorie. If I don't have these calories, then I can't do the work. I'll be like very slow. So at work, they used to call me like Super Key. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, you can call me Super Key. The reason why you're calling me Super Key is because I'm doing the work, lots of work. And that lots of work requires lots of calories. You can't do work without calories. And I have to consume a lot of calories in order to do that work. I would love to be a super key, but I'm not a super key. My body aches. I have to eat lots of food. And I know what's going on around me. I do. I do. I see it, but I won't say it. I'm not saying it. Okay? I'm not saying it. Okay, I'm not saying it. I can see it. I can see what's going on. Okay? But I'm not saying it. That's none of my business. Okay? What I have control over is me. Um, so I hope, I don't know how this works. Okay, I make a prayer, and God heard me, but there's no way to transfer that, right? So, so a statement that was made by a Catholic deacon, he said this: take it day by day, one day at a time. And it certainly is a one day at a time. What I have to tell you is this: I'm not a babysitter. I'm not. I'm there to work as long as possible, as fast as possible, as hard as possible, and get out of there as fast as possible. The reasoning is I don't plan to be there. I don't plan to be there forever. I'm trying to make something out of it. I'm just grateful that I'm employed there. And anyway, um, I'm just trying to get back to where I need to be. Okay. One of the things that I need to one of the things that I need to do is figure out why my kids just left without leaving a connection, some way to connect. So I need to figure that out. And this part, my side gig here, I have to make money. I have to be a consistently profitable day trader. And once that happens, then I can free myself and get back to a normal life. I haven't had medical insurance for. I haven't had medical insurance since 2 years ago. This pair of glasses is like, the lenses are uh, like one of those automobile headlights that's very very old. It's like scuffed up. It's got it has bubbles in it, and so I need to have these things replaced. So I can't have somebody who's my coworker who belittles me and makes my life a living hell. I cannot have that happen. Okay, I need to work, and then when I'm done, just go home. That's what I need to do. I cannot be BSing around with anybody there. See, I'm making this public here, so I have to say it. I have to let it known. Okay. I don't know what's going to happen if somebody runs into this and views this video, but that's the reality. Okay. So I have somewhere I need to be, and I cannot be BSing around or being tormented when I go to work. I'm there to do work and then get out of there so I could do day trading. That's my future. I hope everybody understands that.